Let me set the scene for you. When Trump came storming into office and later back into power, his supporters believed they were going to win big. "We're going to bring back jobs," they said. "We're going to stick it to China," they shouted. "We're going to teach those libs a lesson," they gloated. But guess what? While they were busy spiking the football at halftime, the game took a very dark and unexpected turn.
Hi. What? Okay. Hi, I am the founder and CEO of a US-based footwear company that has 12 US employees and has created fully convertible high heel technology.
Where do you manufacture?
Our product is obviously really unique, and so we require specialty injection molding, which is only really available at scale for footwear in China.
Why? Don't you manufacture in the USA?
So we actually don't have scaled footwear manufacturing or really apparel manufacturing of any kind in the US.
Okay, well, I think we should.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really great. We'd be able to manufacture in much faster times and have more direct control over our supply chain, but we physically don't have manufacturers here.
Okay, well, what if I change your import rate from 10% to 99%?
We still wouldn't have US manufacturers here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it right now.
From small-town farmers in Iowa to independent shop owners in Texas, the consequences came swiftly and mercilessly. Take the farmers who cheered as Trump slapped tariffs on Chinese goods. They were convinced it would bring factories roaring back. Instead, China responded with tariffs of their own, and suddenly American soybeans, pork, and corn were sitting unsold and rotting. Entire farming towns faced bankruptcy. Then there are the small business owners, the same folks who chanted "build the wall and lock her up," now posting tearful TikToks and GoFundMe pages because supply chain disruptions and trade wars sent their material costs skyrocketing. They can't keep the lights on, let alone pay employees. And let's not forget the factory workers. The ones promised a glorious industrial rebirth are now the same people receiving pink slips as plants shut down, unable to afford raw materials or meet export. Clips of MAGA voters complaining are everywhere. Grown men and women shaking their heads, staring blankly into the camera, wondering, how did this happen? The answer, my friends, is painfully obvious. You got exactly what you voted for. And where is Trump now? Is he rushing to save his most loyal fans from financial ruin? Is he sending relief, offering solutions, or even acknowledging their suffering? Not even close. He's too busy playing golf, ranting on Truth Social, selling golden green cards to care that his base is drowning. His silence on their pain is deafening. And it gets better. Some of these once die-hard Trump supporters are now crawling back, publicly begging for forgiveness from the very people they mocked and belittled for years. I've seen it in comments, reaction videos, and desperate posts. I can't believe I ever supported him. I lost everything. I feel so stupid. I'm voting Democrat next time. It's like watching a bad reality show where the villains realize they've been played, but there's no cash prize waiting at the end. The tragedy is they had a choice. Our candidate, the one they laughed at and called weak, had the policies, the experience, the steady hand. She had a real plan to fix healthcare, rebuild infrastructure, and actually help small businesses instead of tweeting vague promises and picking fights with windmills. But MAGA didn't want boring competence. Oh no. They wanted a showman. They wanted memes, culture wars, and dramatic sound bites. They wanted someone who could trigger the libs, even if it meant setting their own house on fire. Well, mission accomplished. Their house is not only on fire, it's burned to the ground, and the fire department ain't coming. Now, as the smoke clears and they sift through the ashes of what they thought was going to be the greatest comeback story ever, they're left with an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes karma doesn't just knock at your door, it kicks the whole thing down and invites itself in for dinner.
My small business that I put everything into is fucking done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand and it was going great. I paid fair wages, I built relationships, and then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families, and now I'm back at square one. So wish me luck.
Buckle up, folks, because this one's going to be juicy. You know what's wild? The loudest people complaining about the chaos unleashed by Donald Trump are the very same people who begged for it in the first place. Yep, the Own the Libs crowd is now staring at the ruins of their own businesses, drowning in the mess created by their so-called greatest dealmaker of all time. You can't make this stuff up. When they voted for the orange dude, they expected the rest of us, the ones who didn't join the Red Hat parade, to suffer. They thought we'd be crawling back to them, begging for jobs, for stability, for leadership. Plot twist, that didn't happen. Instead, every time I scroll through TikTok or YouTube, I'm served a fresh, steaming batch of MAGA tears, and let me tell you, they are absolutely delicious. I mean, you can practically taste the iron.
Must deliver on their promises. And what I'm seeing in more and more videos on here by people that support him are these begging for the promises to deliver because their businesses are really hurting. They're either asking him to please stop the tariffs or put a hold on them, give them some time to figure out how to save their business. One guy has a trucking company, and he's like, I know we just have to trust the process, and the tariffs look great on paper, but this is getting very scary. My guys don't have any trucks to drive. We're just sitting here like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So, please, Mr. Trump, please, this has to come through. And what they think is going to come through is some kind of boom of business and money.
Small business owners who cheered for tariffs now cry over the cost of materials. Farmers who rallied behind America First are now left with unsold crops and shattered export markets. Factory owners who dreamed of a Reagan-style manufacturing comeback are now posting tearful videos about bankruptcy and layoffs. And where's their hero in all this? Oh, Trump's not listening. He never was. The louder they cry, the more distant he gets. He's too busy flexing presidential power and posting his signature Truth Social tirades to care that his supporters' dreams are collapsing like one of his old casino ventures. I mean, if this isn't the plot twist of the decade, I don't know what it is.
They just somehow think, these checks are coming, the income tax is going to go away, or somehow money and business is going to come flooding in. They are waiting on that. They are counting on that. And my son was in a class yesterday, and there's a huge Trump supporter in there. And one of the other kids in the class was saying something about, I'd be willing to pay more money if everybody could have health care. He explained some problem he'd had. And anyway, he shared that. And then the Trump supporter, thinking he's helping, like in earnest, saying, you guys, very soon, we're not even going to have to pay income tax. All our income taxes are going to go away. So we're going to have extra money to be able to take care of ourselves and to take care of our medical things. And, he said that in earnest, in good faith. And my son looked at him, he's like, my heart just hurt because this man thinks that Trump is going to deliver something good for everybody, and it's going to happen any fucking minute. And it's never going to happen. And there's not going to be all these people to blame. And I know people say, well, they'll just blame Biden. Biden doesn't put that blame doesn't put money in their account. It doesn't put food on their table. It doesn't bring this business boom back. It doesn't make America great again. Do you see what I'm saying? That will just be like eating air. It won't fulfill them. It won't be enough of a reason, especially as more of these deportations go on, because a lot of them do not like how it's being handled. A lot of them do not like what's happening in Gaza. There are so many things that they really don't like that are happening. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying a good portion of them. I would say most of them have some complaints somewhere. And before the inauguration, there was no complaints anywhere. They were lockstep. They aren't that way anymore. So as this goes on, you're going to see more and more leave, especially because Their hearts are set on this deliverance of America being great and being wealthy and being strong. And somehow that's going to all turn around any minute, like the 4D chess move. But it's not going to happen. And their cognitive dissonance, their programming is going to be at such war, there is going to be more and more fallout.